In this video, thanks to the Home Depot Seeds program, we're going to be looking at the metric Husky 14-piece low-profile impact socket set, model number 1006197-861. It runs from 6 millimeters all the way to 19 without any skips. It even includes a socket rail. And as we know, a socket rail will beat out a socket tray anytime. After wrestling with the package and it almost getting the upper hand, I finally got the rail out and the impact sockets. And you'll notice they look a little bit different than other low profile sockets. Impact sockets will of course be thicker. So if we look at this 8-point versus the standard socket, you see that the wall edges are thicker, and more than likely it probably uses a different alloy. This is chrome molybdenum. This is probably just a chrome alloy. I don't know for sure. But anyway, the other difference is that there's hex on all the shanks, all have hex shape. And what's that for? What it means is that it has an advantage over a regular size impact socket and a standard socket in that you can use a 17 millimeter wrench to drive the sockets, whether it's a 19 or a 6. It will easily take a 17 open box wrench and you can drive. So why would I put a box end to an impact socket? Well, let's say this Husky wrench set skips on 19 and I need a 19. I can come over to my non-skipping impact set, attach a 17 Husky box or ratchet end, and I immediately have a usable tool. Plus, if you grab your 3/8 driver, you can line up with that hole, and now you have a secure socket that you can drive. This is beyond the ability to actually use these on an impact tool driver. Now I realize that some of you are thinking, hey, why a low profile socket versus a regular when you have to deal with this part of the impact tool? Because an impact or regular ratchet wrench would do nicely with a low profile socket. And of course, using a 17 millimeter open box or ratcheting wrench, we can use our low profile to gain access in areas that we normally couldn't get into. Well, deep impact sockets are wonderful to have around. Sometimes that low profile just makes a difference when you're trying to get into a tight spot. One possible drawback to the 17 millimeter hex shank is that if the size of the socket is other than 12 millimeters, you're going to be sacrificing some metal. That doesn't occur with your regular impact sockets or ordinary sockets. Generally, they're the same thickness top to bottom. But here, the head is bigger than the 17 millimeter shank. Therefore, there's a possibility this could be a point of failure with this socket. Same thing applies when you go down to 6 millimeters. You have a small socket with a big shank. A lot of force is being applied to a smaller piece of metal, and again, it could be a possible point of failure. As with all 6-point sockets, you do get the maximum contact on your fastener. Let's not forget about the rail. It is made of plastic. Each of the holders has a bearing on it so that the sockets mount into it and aren't likely to fall out on their own. You have several ways of fastening it to a hook or a screw. So it's quite versatile for either hanging or just putting into your tool tray. Compared to their larger cousin, these are smoother, less oily, and actually look a lot nicer. And I also just like the shank look with this hex. Just makes it kind of look unique. From the smallest to the largest, the sizes are printed on one side and stamped on the other. Overall, this Husky impact set has a lot going for it. First off, you just get a nice rail, which is well built. Two, you have a lot of flexibility with these low profile impact sockets in that you can work in tighter areas with them. And if all you can get in there is just an open box 17 millimeter, you can turn it. And of course, they'll fit onto a standard 3/8 driver. And of course, they're right at home on your impact driver. Husky has managed to give you a low profile socket that has some versatility to it, comes with its own rail, lifetime warranty, and looks great to boot. My only concern would be that you get less metal on either the top or the bottom in order to maintain that 17 millimeter hex shank. Whether a collector of nice looking tools or you need some low profile, high impact sockets, this Husky set is definitely worth the consideration. If you found this video interesting or useful, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, join the subscription team, and as always, thank you so much for watching.